I think it was Albert Einstein that said madness is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different results. I just want to tell whoever's listening to this podcast now that you cannot change anything if you're still doing the same things. The only people that do the same thing over and over again and expect a different result are Jehovah's Witness.
Yeah, it's your boy Zlatan Ibile Kapachi, my man Chipaka, and you're listening to the Calamity Podcast. Oshamo, big boy, yeah.
Hi guys, my name is Kalade Emmanuel. You're listening to the Calamity Podcast. So today I want to share with you guys I don't know if it's quick, but a story about how I went for the Big Brother Naija auditions, right? How many times have I auditioned now? 2018, 2019, 2020. I don't really count that 2021 because it was online. They're just all in my phone then or something. Yeah. So I was angry. I was using one. I don't want to shame Androids, but this particular Android was dead. So yeah, I don't really want to count that one. But 2018, my first time, it was done at this hotel in Ikeja, Okpebi Road. Funny enough, I saw Teddy A that day. I'm saying this because there's a lot of people that keep giving like conspiracy theories about the show. You have to pay this one, you have to have Connect. Based on my experience from going, shit, you just gotta be who they want. Like, you just have to be the kind of person they're looking for. They look for different people every year. But maybe they're people that get backdoor access. I don't know. Anyway, back to the story, right? I got seen there early in the morning, around 7:30. Woke up early, one of my best shirts that day. It's a ton of people, at least when I got there, at least like 2,000 people. No, that's not true. When I got there, we were fewer. Say like a couple hundreds, right, that I could see. And then they said like the people that were even auditioning had not even come. Then as soon as they said, the audition guys were around, I don't know where these people came from. Like, people just started trooping. It was not even in a hall. We were outside. And I remember it started raining. You had to have your international passport in your hand before they even let you into like a gate. We queued up to a point where like we had to even extend out to the street, the road. And then queued up, eventually got into the hall. This time, I think it was still sponsored by Payport. And yeah, you sit down on chairs. All of you would move like on a row to the next. But yeah, I saw Teddy A outside. I didn't know who he was at the time. But I remember him because he had tattoos on his arm and just walked around like he owned the place, you know. But when we got in, I didn't know where he was. Anyway, so we queue. My row, moved, and eventually got to our turn. So we had to come out of the hall and then walk upstairs to the actual hotel room. So like the hotel was a building on its own, and then they had a hall like it was in a different part of the compound. So we had to walk across the compound and go to the room. I remember the woman, as soon as I got there with like maybe 7 other people on my row, right? They asked us for our names, I think. Then they made us do like weird shit. Not weird like fetish type, but just they have a bowl or something and have like cards or spoons, and then give everybody a spoon and say, tell us something about this spoon. And people were saying different shit, like, this spoon is silver. I use spoon to eat. Another person is like, spoon gives life. Or I wasn't born with the silver spoon. These people just say weird stuff, right? But this year, 2018, I got to my turn. I don't remember what I said. I said something, and the lady there was just like, you wait. The rest of you can go. Unfortunately, I was part of the people that she told to go. soon as I got to the door, the ushers, they were just, because, yeah, they gave us numbers. They'll stick like numbers on your shirt or pin it. No, actually, I think that year it was a pin. So they'll just unhook the pin and then you go. 2019, that was my experience. 2018, I took it, I took my L, took my bus. I sat down took my bus, I went back home. My mom was like, look, I'm only one today, I've come back. She said, and I said, well, it was tough, but they didn't pick me. 2019, my friend, this one had already said, I don't know if I'll go. My friend now gingered me, me and my guy were working out. We tried, we worked out like 2 weeks before the auditions, right? So me and him early, I think it was Friday this time. Yeah, Friday and Saturday they did. Another hotel again in Naija, I don't know. Actually, no, it wasn't a hotel, it was like a hall, like an event or hall. H Factor, bro. Event hall in Naija. I think this one was more memorable because it was trending on Instablog and on Twitter. People were scaling the fence to get in. Me and my friend were lucky because we got there again, maybe like 7. Another friend of ours, actually 2 other friends of ours were coming to the place. One of them said she was already in the area. The other one was on the way. This was like 6:30. It was still very early, but people don't pack for that place. Like, we even saw people that said, they slept over. One guy, I think he said, came from Benin or something. He slept on the road like the night before, just so that he put stuff in the bag, clothes, change your clothes and toothbrush and brush the morning, just so that he can make it there early enough. Now, a lot of people were going, like the event hall center had a gate, right, a main gate. A lot of people were going to queue in front of the gate. Now, they told everybody to line up. So we were literally like on the road, like by the sidewalk, because the event center, the main gate, where the main gate was like a road on itself. So you had to queue by the side of the building. So we queued all the way like back. The event center is big, but all the way back to like maybe the parking space even. Lucky for us, they didn't open the main gates. The gate to the parking space was where they now open for people to come in. So me and my friend were not too far from there, like from the parking space gates, because we were on the queue. Now everybody that had gone to queue up in front of the main gate now had to rush back. You're supposed to have your international passport. That's how that's the only thing to prove that you're Nigerian, or I don't know. Just have your international passport. That's what they always do. One of my friends, he didn't have his. I'm like, this guy, they won't let you. He's like, forget. I go straight out. I'm like, okay, cool. I believe in you, man. Now this queue was long as fuck. I told you, from like the parking area, we queued up. Like there was a queue that was up on even on the stairwell, like the staircase to like the big hall center upstairs. People queued up, I'm telling you. Some people started cutting lines. Some other people started, chiking babes. Nice to meet you. You too, you come here. Nigerians being Nigerians. And then, I remember this. This is how corrupt this country is. So I think MultiChoice or DSTV, whatever, tried to provide at least water to everyone that came. Because sun was scorching. This time I told you, we got there about like 6:30. Now it was like 10, 11. The sun had come out. So everyone was sweating, but we're still on the queue. Some people had stuff to drink. But all we knew was they bought water downstairs. And the people that were holding the baskets or whatever said, 200 naira. We're like, why the fuck is it 200 naira? But because we've been standing there, we bought it anyway. Now I realized, if you move up the stairwell from the parking space to the stairwell, the same water there was 100 naira. When we eventually got inside the hall, that's when we realized the water was free. I'm like, what the hell is this country? Anyway, back to the story, yeah? Me and my friends, well now 3 guys and 1 girl. Well, actually, we scattered up a bit because the girls, struggling, I think, or maybe she saw her friend, so she was able to cut the line. Corruption still. So yeah, me and 2 of my other guy friends were very close on the queue. We eventually got to like the entrance point where they now ask for your name or you sign or whatever. So me and my first friend, we got in, signed our name. Our third friend was like a few people back. We saw him. He was about to enter. He didn't have his passports. The security was like, "Oh, God, go back." He said, "No, see my ID card." I said, "Waiting be this. Get out of this place." And obviously, there's people behind him that have their passports and not ready to be waiting. So yeah, they just pushed my guy. I was feeling bad. I'm like, "Yo, bro." I almost called his name. It's like, "Yo, yeah." But he's like, "Don't worry. We go see." So we get in this time. There's AC in the place, but like 5,000 people in a capacity for like maybe 1,000. There's like 4,000 people, so it was barely cooling, except you were close to the AC. I remember there's people, just people talking, a lot of talking. We're now seated at this point. There was a DJ that was playing music. Oh, I remember there was this guy that looked like Wizkid, and obviously some people already, started calling him Weezy, nickname Weezy. And at some point, this guy went on stage and I was like, yeah. And the whole place was turned upside down. Everybody was like, yo. This was just a way to make us forget that we're being waited. Like, for people that got there at 6:30 a.m., at this point it was maybe 2 p.m. already, and you never even reached. Like, nobody has asked you anything. You've only written your name, waiting. Where we were waiting, how many people were before us, but we didn't even know, just waiting, right? Eventually got to our turn. Again, the way they did the last year, you go row by row. When it was time for the people on my row, about 8 of us or 9, we now had to get into a bus to take us from that event center to an actual hotel that was like on the same road but further down. We got to that one and still fucking sat down waiting because there was like a shorter queue, but still long, like maybe 40 people. So this time we got into... No, fuck. I have skipped. Alright, so yes, before we went to the hotel down the road, there was one hotel right beside the event center. So that one we walked across the event center into this hotel. Is that what it is? I'm sorry, 2020 was a long year. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, exactly. That's what happened. There was not a hotel. There were rooms in this event center. They had rooms or something. Yeah, I think just lodges, I guess, for maybe some of their guests. So we had whoever was auditioning in different rooms, because they usually have like maybe 4-6 people, and then 8 of you coming, the people that were seated on the row, 8 of you coming to the room, and then just like the last time, they asked us to pick. There's trays or bowls of just random stuff, spoons. What's that thing called? Not a face mask, the eye patch, or the one you wear when you're on a plane and you're trying to sleep. I don't know what it's called. Yeah, they had that. So I remember we got in. This was the first stage of audition, right? We got in 8 of us and 9. Me and this girl that I had now come to know because we spent the whole time on the queue, right? The lady was like, "Oh, who's going to be your leader?" One guy instantly just put up his hand and they're like, "Okay, you the leader, pick any tray from there." And this person picked the tray and shared the blindfolds or blind kidney eye patch to all of us, right? We all held it in our hands. Now, she asked, just say anything random about this thing you're holding in your hand. People was talking, one girl's like, oh, this is a blindfold, it helps me sleep, blah, blah, blah. Another person was like, I hate it when it's too bright, so I wear this over my... One guy was like, yeah, I can use this during sex for, kinky stuff. I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. When it got to my turn, I'm like, yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking, sex, kinky. And then I now even complimented the auditioner, because she was wearing like a really nice shirt and permed hair. I'm like, oh, I like your shirt. She's like, thank you. And as soon as she said that, she just wrote some stuff down in her book, and she pointed at me and she's like, you, pointing at another girl's like, you, both of you can stay, the rest of you can go. I was like, oh my God, yes. I was so fucking happy, because that was the stage that, got cut off the previous year. Now, after that, that's when they now put us on a bus that took us to another hotel down the road. So this one, we waited about 40 people. Then on this one, you were on your own, because they were no longer doing like groups. So they gave everybody numbers. They had like number stickers. You stick them on your chest, right? Or anywhere. Now we waited. They're not giving us food or anything this time, just water. And you couldn't, like, once you leave the queue, God, forget it. Unless you brought food with you. Yeah, I didn't bring shit. I was starving. It was about 4 or 5 p.m. Still waiting, right? Now, the reason why this one was longer is because it was individually. Like, the guy that was interviewing or asking questions was doing one by one. This was second stage, or I don't know if it was third, but yeah, another stage, right? So I go in, eventually gets to my turn. All those, they have ushers that, direct people, answer some questions. The girls were like, oh, we pity you, you've been standing for so long. I had been, my legs were shaking. Eventually it was my turn. I got in. The guy, the man that's asking questions, I've seen him a number of times now. He is, I think Kenyan or something. I can't remember, but he's got an accent. It's like, hey, you pick one paper there. And I did, and I think he asked, among your group of friends, who are you? Are you the caring one? Are you the drinker? Are you the party one? Are you the devil's advocate? And I'm like, oh, I think if I was out with my friends, I would be the one that's trying to make sure, everybody's phone is secure. I mean, I try and have fun. Actually, to be fair, who I am now isn't who I was then. So then I didn't really used to drink at parties. I was very to myself, just sit down. Except like, my guys are really at the party and we're just talking or maybe dancing. But I don't really know people. Maybe one or two of my friends, and I'm not saying much. So I said all of that to him, like, oh, I'm just, fun, chill, but I don't try to overdo anything. He's like, okay, cool. Then he asked me if I drank or smoked, and I'm like, yeah, at the time I wasn't smoking. And I said, well, I drink sometimes. And he's like, all right. I can't remember what other questions he asked. I think I filled like a tiny form. Then we went back outside, waited, because you had to wait for everybody else, like 40 of us to answer these questions, or maybe 20. Eventually, he now called everybody into the room, all 20 of us. I was like, oh, you guys did great, blah, blah, blah. Then he pointed to one guy, pointed to another guy, and it's like, you two stay, the rest of you can go. Again, heartbreak. I'm like, what the fuck? After all of this waiting and whatnot, go back downstairs, dejected. My friend that had, been cut off from the first stage, he still waited. How sweet of him. He still waited for me. He's like, oh, I was rooting for you. I'm like, oh, well, I never got past this third stage, So I went back home. Now, that was 2019, yeah? Yes. So after doing all of that, remember that this was the year that they moved, because Big Brother used to be earlier in the year, like maybe March. Yeah, it used to be like February, March. But because of the elections or something that year, was it? Yeah, I don't know. They moved it to June, right? So after doing that first set of auditions and everything, this was the year. Whose set was this? Mashallah, Messi and Mike, right? Yeah. So after doing all of that, the things was touches here. People said they saw outside with the mob, right? I told you people were scaling the fence. So anyway, this was the year these people were in that Big Brother now announced that they wanted one extra contestant, and you had to make a video. They were not doing, a physical audition. You had to make a video 1-2 minutes and then send to them. Again, I did, right? So I'd gone 2018, first stage got rejected. 2019, first, second, third stage got rejected. Now, 2019 still, they said, they wanted one extra contestant. Now, everybody sent in their videos from home, right? But then they narrowed it down to like a 40-man list. They now invited 40 people to do like a physical audition. Lucky enough, I was part of the 40. Now I'm going to spill some beans, right? At this audition, this was another hotel in Ikeja, I think. Yes. Elozonam was there. I sat right beside Omashola. Yeah, he was very annoying at the time. Tolani Badge was there as well. Bolly Lomo was there. I don't know if you guys know her, Calabar chick. She's a Instagram she's a comedian. Hilarious, I love her. She was there as well. So there's about 40 of us, right? I got there early this time, like 6 a.m. It was still dark there when I got there. I was the second person of the 40 people that were invited. Because let me tell you what they did. After sending your video and everything, a random number just called. I remember I was on my way home that day. The woman's like, hello? I can hear noise in the background. It's like, your name Kalade? I'm like, yeah. It's like, you've been invited by the... I'm like, this sounds like a scam, bitch. Leave me the fuck alone. I didn't even answer her. She don't call me back. It's like, your name? I'm like, yeah. I submitted, but it's like, I'll send you an address. She sent me the address, then she sent it to my email as well. And I saw where it was coming from. I'm like, okay, cool. This looks legit. So, yeah, I showed up there. Second person, Calabar chick was the third. There was one guy before me. Anyway, it's now like 9 a.m. They move us from like the waiting area to like another room. This is when I met Tolani Badge, by the way. I met Tolani Badge in we started talking in 2017. So me and Tolani Badge are friends. I don't know if we're friends still because she don't blow. I'm happy for her. But yeah, she was there. We chatted for a bit. Bolilomo as well. I knew because I managed Bolilomo. I worked for the agency that was managing him at 2017. That's how I met Tolani Badge even. So yeah, Bolilomo, me, Tolani Badge, random people. We were just chatting. Then they started taking us out in batches. Somebody would come take your names, and like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of you come out, or was it 10? So this time we go out, there's a panel of judges. I think the Kenyan guy I spoke of was there as well, but then some Nigerians, I think it was a South African person there, or Ugandan as well, somebody that had an accent. So yeah, this was when 10 of us came out. I was number 9. I think Omashala was number 10. So we stood in front of these judges. And then they asked us to come up with a skit. All 10 of us think of a skit, and everybody must be involved. And it must, be funny or something. I remember that day I was shy. I was like, maybe I don't go do too much. But mashallah was there like, let's do this. Actually, the person that suggested the skit that we eventually did was some guy. I don't remember him now. And mashallah was like, okay, I'll be the this. And I'm like, bro, chill, let this guy finish. But I guess it turned out good for him because he was hugging all the attention. He had a tattoo, or he still does have a tattoo. He was talking about how he was in South Africa and then he just come back. That's the little I heard him say that day. So it was hugging all the attention. Our skit involved, our skit was something around like a pastor who was fake, laying hands on people, healing them, and then couldn't heal one other person just because he was a faker. And that was basically it. But mashallah, decided to play the pastor. I played one of the disabled people that came to the church to get healed. There was a little twist at the end of the thing, which was my idea as well, and the judges loved it. They praised it, but unfortunately they could only pick, I think, 2 or 3 people out of the group. So they're like, oh, you guys did well, this and this and that, but 1, 2, 3 stay, the rest of you go. And I could, as soon as this happened, this was now my 3rd rodeo. I wasn't new to it. I was looking at the faces of all the other people that they told to go. They were so dejected, distraught. Me, I was just smiling like, oh man, it could be now. This is not be the first time. So yeah, I remember we just left there. I saw a loads on them. I don't know how that guy got in because I remember I don't know. I wasn't on his group because he looked like they asked him to go. And next time I see him on the show, I'm like, yo, I like Elozonam, by the way. I know him. In case you people are, I'm not Famzy or whatever. Literally on my WhatsApp. I'm not bragging as well, but I'd always followed him before. He was a creative guy, funny. So yeah, that was 2019. 2020, they said make a video. I wasn't even feeling it, but I made a video still. I sent it, and this one didn't even, no email, nothing, 0. They don't even call me. I look so mom, Anyway, 2021 is around the corner again. They've said we should go and renew our subscription. I could go to renew subscription. Send it as an email. We have sent it. You understand? Maybe this year is going to be the year, or maybe this year again is you stay, the rest of you can go. Who knows? So guys, that's my story. The reason why I keep going anyway, I don't care. This guy, Thin Tall Tony, of like how many episodes or seasons ago, he said he went 8 times, right? So never give up on your dreams, keep going. So this year I'm gonna keep going. I'm going to go again. I will see how it goes. I will let you guys know if they pick me. If they pick me, I don't know what the name of my fans should be. I tweeted this once. Someone was like the Colamides or something. I don't know how that sounds. I need something that's catchy because Virgin 90 million. Come on, the prize money this year is 90 million worth of prize gifts and cash. So cash and stuff worth of 90. But it's not really about the virtual win, is it? If I could stay in that house for 5, 6, 7 weeks, come on now, they're gonna do me. What you talking about, bro? So that's my story. You guys, please keep listening to my podcast, the Calamity Podcast, to share with your friends, family, and enemies. Next time, we will see at the feet of Jesus. I don't know why the fuck I just said that. But bye, guys. I love you.